Want to know what gets a lobbyist particularly fired up, particularly if they think they're good at their job and don't want to compete with secret money? Well, you're about to find out, and you're not going to like what you hear, unless, of course, corporate America buying your elections in secret is actually your cup of tea, in which case, well, it's a different point of view. David, the floor is yours.
Well, people are angry, but if you want to see real anger, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself this question. Why are Goldman Sachs, British Petroleum, and United Healthcare apparently trying to buy your democracy with cold corporate cash and keeping it secret? Could it have anything to do with the fact that now that you get sick, health insurance companies can no longer drop you? Or could it have anything to do with the fact that BP actually had to clean up its mess in the Gulf? Or maybe it's because Goldman Sachs can no longer use your taxpayer dollars to cover its losses. I don't know. The point is, the empire is striking back. Here's what's happening right now. In Wisconsin, where I'm from, a working mom and a state senator named Julie Lassa is running for an open House seat. And no fewer than 8 right-wing groups, including the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, are dumping truckloads of dollars into rural northern Wisconsin to campaign against her. And they're using dirtball tactics like harassing her family. We haven't seen that much corporate shenanigans in the North Woods since the lumber barons tried to pay off Paul Bunyan. Are you angry yet? And now questions have been raised about whether some of that corporate cash is actually foreign money. So that's great. Let me get this straight. Now oil-rich Arab states who sponsor terrorism or even the currency-manipulating Chinese can write a check to make sure that the U.S. government remains their lapdog instead of your watchdog. Are you angry yet? Now look, I'm not claiming to be some holier-than-thou, head-in-the-clouds dreamer. I'm a Washington lawyer and a registered federal lobbyist. That's right, a lobbyist. My wife and I started a practice together and lobby for things like better health care for the elderly, more affordable renewable energy, preserving the open internet, and guess what? We even represent a corporation or two. But because we are ethical and we obey the letter and spirit of the law, we disclose to the public exactly who we represent, what we lobby for, how much we get paid, how much we contribute, all of it. So I've got a question for the big money patrons of Americans for fill in the blank. If my little mom and pop shop discloses what we do, why won't you? What do you got to hide? What are you afraid of? Well, I'll tell you what they're afraid of, America. You, the people. They're not stupid. They know that if that attack ad said, brought to you by your friends at Goldman Sachs, you'd be, here's that word again, angry. Dylan?
Powerful stuff, David. Very simple question for you.
Yeah.
I believe most people in this country largely understand what you've just articulated. At the same time, there has not been a single political leader on the Democratic Party or the Republican Party who has stepped forward to end this. And they point to the Supreme Court and they gripe about procedure and, oh, well, the Republicans won't let us do it, or we got to take care of this. If we're so concerned about the integrity of our democracy that people like me, you, and everybody else that yammers about this carry on about it, is it that the people who are the leaders in this country, starting at the president and on down the line, are not doing something about it?
Well, Dylan, you get glimmers of hope now and then. I mean, you did get a lot of campaign finance reform, bipartisan, passed at various times in U.S. history. We saw it after Watergate. We saw it in the 90s. We saw an attempt at it recently. And to your point, though, it never seems to get to be what vast numbers of Americans are clamoring at the gates to get done. And I just wish you could spend one day with me, because you would see in the day-to-day workings of our government that this affects every single issue. Pick any issue you care about. You care about jobs. You care about exporting to other countries. You care about the environment. I don't care what it is. This issue plays into all of them. And if people got upset enough, you'd see enough change to make a difference.
Well, I think it's coming when you start taking people's houses and taking people's jobs. If that's not the catalyst for political fire, I don't know what is. I just am hopeful that as we navigate this, that we use these fires to solve our country's problems and reform this country.